Success in a marriage does not look the same for everyone. You know, my friend, what might work for me might not work for you. I mean, all marriages are not really created equal. We come from different background, different culture, different moral standards and value. But what if there was a principle? Yes, a principle. What if there was a framework that if you apply it to your marriage, regardless of where you are on your marriage journey, it can help to transform your life and your marriage. And in this episode, I am going to share with you a system that my wife and I have been working on and we have been practicing. We have been living this for the last 28 years of our 31 years of marriage. And I believe that it will change your life too if you would follow what I'm about to teach you. Are you ready? Let's have this conversation. Well, my friend, it is called the Grace Framework or the Grace Principle. And the word grace, G.R.A.C.E., I'm going to break it down to you in very simple steps that you understand what I'm talking about. And the good thing about this is, regardless of what anyone, whether you're married for a long time or you've been in marriage for 2 weeks, a month, a year, 2 years, it doesn't matter. It works if you work it. It works if you apply it. That's the good thing about a principle, that it is time tested, especially those that are aligned with God's word and the principles of God's word. Now, the first letter in grace is God first. You got to put God first. God must be first in your life. Your spiritual life, your spiritual growth is the most important part of your life. The Bible tells us in Matthew chapter 6 and verse 33 that we must seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things shall be added unto us. You know, my friend, too many people are asking of marriage what it was not created to give. I've been married for 31 years, and the third year in our marriage, my wife and I started to have marital problems. I was frustrated in my marriage, and I thought that she was not right for me anymore. What if I'd listened to the lies of the devil? What if I'd followed the thoughts that was going on in my head? You see, my friend, your relationship with God is so important that God did not create the man and the woman together because God never wanted you to think that you needed each other more than you needed him. He's always the source of love. He is your guide. He is the one that you need more. And when your life is spiritually sound, your relational intimacy, your emotional intimacy, your spiritual life is better. You know, when you understand this, you don't play games with your life. You don't take this lightly. And too many of you are asking of marriage what it was not created by God to give. Your relationship with God is the first important part of your life. God didn't put Adam and Eve together at the same time because he didn't want you to automatically think that, oh, you know what? My wife is the source of my love. My husband is the source of my love. No, they're not the source of your love. They are a recipient of your love. Your love comes from God. He is the source of love. 1 John chapter 4 and verse 8, it tells us that he that loveth not knoweth not God, because God is love. His nature is love, my friends. Listen to me. His essence of being is love. Cannot do anything without the one who created you. And that's why it's important for you to put God first. You are a spiritual being, created in the image and in the likeness of God. How can you allow a flawed human being to be all things to you? That's why some of you guys are shacking up. You are committing adultery, you're having virtual affairs, and you feel lonely while you're in a marriage. You're miserable. And the reason why you're miserable because you don't have a relationship with God. You listen to everybody, every podcast, everything, everyone, rather than listen to the voice of God speaking to you. Letter R in grace. You need to renew yourself. You need to grow. Personal growth is the key component of a successful life in a successful marriage. You're looking at a man that has made it up in his mind that I'm going to show up for me. I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to grow. I'm going to become a better version of me. I am going to build my life. I am going to walk in God's precept. Listen, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give what you don't have. The marriage that you have is a reflection of you. The relationship that you have with your spouse, it is a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. Your marriage will never outgrow who you are. I've been saying this for so long that you don't have a marriage problem. You have a you problem in marriage. I had problems in marriage. Marriage was never a problem. It is a covenant relationship created by God. You've got to learn how to overcome that mindset of blaming and take responsibility for who you are. Take responsibility for how you're showing up in your marriage. Some of you come to marriage with a lot of trauma, pain and scars and brokenness and damage, and you never heal from it. And now you're bleeding on your spouse. You can't love them the right way because you never really love yourself the right way. The Bible tells us that the scribes and the Pharisees, they came to Jesus and they asked him a question, Master, what is the greatest commandment in the kingdom? And Jesus said, you must love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. And he said, the second is likened unto the first. You must love your neighbor as yourself. How do you love you? How do you really love yourself? Can you honestly say that your spouse is better off because of you? Can you honestly say that you are the kind of spouse you love coming home to? Can you honestly say that you're giving the best that you can towards your spouse? Are you showing up and serving and adding value? I'm just going to be real. Some of y'all are very selfish. And I was one of those selfish people because I thought that marriage was evolved around sex and around intimacy and date nights and all the things that my wife could do for me. And then when I begin to realize that marriage is about serving, marriage is about sacrificing, marriage is about me laying down my life for my wife every single day. Marriage is about me creating an environment that she can thrive and flourish in. Marriage is about two becoming one. The third thing that you need to do, and that is A in the word grace, agree to honor. In Genesis chapter 2 and verse 24, it said that wherefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. You are in a oneness covenant. You must respect the covenant of marriage more than the love that you have for your spouse. I respect the covenant of marriage more than the love that I have for my wife. And because I respect the covenant of marriage more than the love that I have for my wife, it pulls me and it draws on me and it gives me the mindset that I have to make sure that I'm showing up and becoming the best that I can be. No one comes before my wife outside of my relationship with God. No one comes before my wife. I have 5 sisters. I love them. My mother passed away in 2019, and she, we had the best of friends, best of friendship. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I had to choose between my sisters and my mother and my wife, I'm choosing my wife every single day. It takes a real man to say that. It takes a man that know who he is and where he's going. It takes a man that don't allow no wife to create no drama with his mama. It takes a man that knows that, listen, you leave and cleave. You are not merging a family. You're creating a family of your own. Takes a man that understands that you are in this because God tells you to love her, for better, for worse, for sickness and in health, for richer, for poor, until death do us part. Baby, I got you. This is not about me picking side. I chose her. You chose her. She is yours to protect. She is yours to honor. When she walked down the aisle with her father, maybe she didn't, but that's how it's supposed to be. I walked down the aisle. Yes, she did. And I remember the officiating officer asking the question, who gave this woman to be married to this man? And her father say, I do. At that moment, the officiating officer said, go and get your bride. I'm now responsible to father her. I'm responsible to love her. I'm responsible to sacrifice. I'm responsible to be a spiritual leader and the guide and the protector and the covering over her life. And I learned to respect the covenant of marriage. And because I learned to respect the covenant of marriage, I learned how to flourish and thrive in my marriage. I don't want no smoke with God, man. Some of you guys are ruining another person's life because you're messed up and you jacked up and you are crazy from the neck up. You didn't take ownership and responsibility, and you wonder why your marriage is failing. You wonder why you can't do marriage right. And that's because you have not respect your marriage covenant. C in the word grace, C. You must connect deeply. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 23. When Adam saw Eve for the first time, Adam looked at Eve and said, you are a bone of my bone, you're flesh of my flesh. I will call you woman because you came out of me. Adam was saying that you and I are one. I want to know you on a deeper, intimate level. Adam was saying to Eve that because you came from my loin, because you came out of me, my job is to make sure that you connect back with the one who you came from. And so Adam was teaching Eve how to learn and thrive and grow and groom and becoming better. Adam makes sure that she understand that you are number one, baby. I got you. The word intimacy comes from the Latin word intimar or inmost. And the word intimar or inmost, it means into me see. It means that you are seeing your spouse on a deeper level, or my definition for intimacy is into me see. You move away from the surface level and you now start to focus on your spouse on a deeper, intimate level. And when you do, you are building something, because great friendships are built on the relational level. And no marriage can last without great friendship. I can only imagine Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden under the open heaven, total harmony, learning how to share their inner world, their fears, their dreams. I mean, there was no fear in the Garden of Eden because, sin is what causes us to have fear, right? But love cast out all fears. They had dreams. They were vulnerable. Vulnerability comes from the Latin word vulnus. It means wound. Means that when you become vulnerable, you're putting yourself in a position where you can be hurt. But a man or a woman that understands that vulnerability and knows how to protect it, knows how to shield you, that's when you are more relationally and emotionally sound. And we teach you that in our coaching program because we've learned this over the years of our marriage. And the E in grace, it stands for educate and equip. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 3 and 4, it tells us, by wisdom a house is built, and by knowledge it is established, and by understanding its room is filled with precious and pleasant treasures. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Love alone don't make a marriage work. Sex does not make a marriage work. But it's almost impossible to make a marriage work without it. If you get married just for sex, you're in trouble. Because after a while, you ain't going to have it as fluently like you used to. It is important for marriage, yes. Are you supposed to light up the bedroom? Yes. Are you supposed to have orgasmic, cataclysmic explosion? Yes, you should. But it takes education in order to learn how to do that. How do you bridge the gap between your spouse not having orgasm and your spouse having one? Because the orgasm gap is not the woman's fault, it's mostly the men that are missing the mark. In our coaching program, we teach you about the anatomy and the physiology of your spouse's body, especially the woman, and the different erogenous zones that is necessary and needed to build something special and elevate yourself to a higher level of consciousness when it comes to making love and really pleasuring and pleasing each other in the marriage. I don't care. I'm all about this thing, man. So you have to equip yourself. And can I be real with you? This is the part that most people are not passionate about. The education, the learning how to communicate, talk to me, learning how to deal with conflicts, managing your finances. That takes wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. How to manage yourself. How can you share your life with another person and you cannot manage in your own self? You don't know how to cope with your own emotions and your own feelings, your own fears, your own inadequacies, right? Sexual intimacy is not just created by just looking at each other. You got to go to work. You got to know. You got to be active, right? Health and wellness. You got to take care of your body. I'm 54 years old. I take care of my body. I eat healthy. I go to the gym when I can. I have a gym membership since 1997, man. Always have a gym membership. But if you're not working on yourself, you're not becoming a better version of yourself, how can you be better equipped to love and serve in your marriage? And these are the things that we teach the couples that we're working with. You don't have a marriage problem. You're the one that has problem in marriage. You are the one creating problems in your marriage. It's you. It's your spouse. It's the both of you. Both of you are responsible. And when you grow and when you change and you become better, you'll be better equipped to love and serve in your marriage. This is the key component of a successful life and marriage. And can I share this with you? When your spiritual life is right and when you're personally growing and evolving and changing and becoming, then everything around you will get better. It says that when the tide rises, all ship rise. When the tide rise, all ship rise. But unfortunately, many people are not rising above where you are because you're not growing, you're not becoming. You're lazy, you're frustrated. But Jesus said that, listen, come unto me, all ye that are weary and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. It's time to rest. It's time to lay aside all the sins and the weight and rest in God. And when you rest in God, He will give you the desires of your heart. Marriage is a God thing, it is spiritual. And on this page, you're going to get the data. I promise you, you're going to get the stuff that you're going to need to become better, equipped to love and serve in your marriage. And that, my friend, is what I want to share with you in this episode. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this, I would like you to give it a 5-star if you're listening via your favorite podcast platform. And if you're watching via YouTube, please, guys, you need to like, you need to subscribe, you need to share. Thank you so much. May God bless you. And I cannot wait to see you in the next one.